This is Panchita, a woolly monkey who is about 5 years old. She lives at a primate rescue center in the Amazon rainforest. Panchita was brought here at a young age after losing her parents to poachers. You will see how many of her friends at this place share a story just like hers, how they all came from a world of pain and darkness and arrived at this new world of beauty and love. Welcome to La Isla de los Monos, or Monkey Island. For decades, this beautiful sanctuary has been a safe haven for many primates, guarding them from harmful human activities such as mining, hunting, and deforestation. On this island, more than 40 primates are under the care of a local team and volunteers who work tirelessly to rehabilitate and nurture these animals. I will be spending 3 months at the center as one of the volunteers. During this time, I will get to be a part of the rehabilitation process for many of these animals, who all have their own special look, personality, and story. However, most of them share one thing in common, and that is the pain of being orphaned at a young age. Amelia's parents were killed by humans shortly after she was born. She was going to be sold as a pet, but luckily she was rescued and brought here instead. Amelia is a baby woolly monkey who is about 3 months old. She is also one of the newest members on this island. These primates rely heavily on their mother's presence to survive in the wild. Now that Amelia no longer has one, our team needs to provide her with intensive care. She is too small to be alone and relies on us to go anywhere around the sanctuary. Milk is also given, as these babies would normally still be breastfeeding at this stage of their lives. Integrating these primates into a social group is also an important part of their rehabilitation process. Attempts are made each day to get Amelia to play outside by herself with the others. But she is too scared to be without a human right now. She prefers to play in the smallest tree at this sanctuary while we watch over her closely. Here, she can practice climbing safely to build her strength and confidence before attempting to climb the taller trees on this island. Sometimes her new friend Fiona comes to play with her too. Fiona is a capuchin monkey who is about 4 years old. She is quite different from the rest of the monkeys at the center. And not because of how she looks, but because of her intelligence. Her species, specifically the brown-faced capuchins, are the smartest primates in the Amazon. However, being this smart also makes her quite difficult to handle. Fiona knows how to break into places, how to open man-made objects, how to craft and use tools, and her complex emotional intelligence causes her to become highly attached to certain primates at the center, and even to some of us. Despite being so different than the others, Fiona does share a similar story. Like Amelia, Fiona was going to be a pet somewhere before she was rescued and brought here at a young age. When these animals are pets, they are usually tied up and confined to very small areas. Primates like Fiona sometimes travel up to 3 kilometers a day in their natural habitats. Being confined to such small areas can cause high levels of emotional stress for these animals. Luckily for Fiona, though, Monkey Island has over 400 hectares of protected land for her to roam around. Here, her and the other primates can live more closely to how they would in the wild, while still being under our team's supervision. The island hosts a diverse array of different types of insects, trees, and other species that these monkeys would normally find in other parts of the rainforest. Feeding from the taller trees is an important part of their rehabilitation. Here, they will learn vital skills to find food in the wild when they are ready to be released. At the same time, the plant life on the island also benefits from this process. As the primates forage through the rainforest canopy, their excrements and movements allows the trees to disperse their seeds throughout the island. This allows the vegetation here to regenerate and maintain a natural balance in this ecosystem. Although the goal at Monkey Island is to release each primate into the wild, some of them may not ever get that chance. Maruha, a mature woolly monkey, will probably spend the remainder of her life on this island. She is the oldest female at the center, and she is lucky to even be alive. Even after these animals are rescued, their chance of surviving past infancy is always in question. Some of the rescued primates unfortunately die very young after arriving. Sometimes due to diseases contracted from the cities, sometimes from being extremely malnourished during their time in captivity, and other times even from the emotional stress from losing their mothers. Maruha was a victim of this cruelty, and the pains of her past stay with her every day. She will not ever have the physical strength nor emotional independence to survive in the wild. The team hopes that they can eventually release some of the younger woolly monkeys who do have a chance. However, even if they are released, their future will always remain uncertain. Humans are taking away so much of these primates' natural habitats each day. Just down the river, primates like Amelia, Fiona, and Maruha would not be safe. There are still many occurrences of large-scale deforestation in this region, and the pollution from the nearby cities contaminates the rivers. Even in other parts of the jungle where trees still stand, there is hardly any remaining wildlife due to high levels of hunting and poaching. Once I am gone, the team here will have a huge responsibility to find a safe region to release some of these primates when the time is right. In the meantime, love and care will be provided to animals like Maruha to ensure they live a peaceful life at the sanctuary. Working at this rescue center is quite challenging both physically and emotionally. Every day, we need to nurture the babies, clean the property, give tours to our guests, prepare food for the monkeys,
Đâu? Mau. Sentei.
And of course, take care of and feed ourselves. Sometimes, our primate friends do not help make any of our duties easier. In year-round, the jungle does not either. As the wet season forces itself upon the Amazon, we all need to adapt to new challenges. In just a month, the land that we worked on transforms and submerges underwater. The way of life changes here. And so does the entire ecosystem. As the wet season passes, the environment rapidly changes again, and we are back to working on dry land. However, the jungle isn't the only thing that has changed so much in such a short amount of time. When I first arrived, Amelia was highly dependent on us to survive. But now, she has taken the first steps towards being on her own. She has become so strong, independent, and is assimilating so well with the rest of the primates. With Amelia no longer needing my intense care every day, I began to spend time with Fiona. Together, we went on longer journeys into the jungle and got to explore new areas we both have never seen before. As a result, Fiona appears to be growing more comfortable navigating into deeper parts of the jungle. At the same time, however, she also appears to be growing more attached to me. Every time I leave the sanctuary to get some things I need from the city, she is sad to see me go. And every time I come back, she shows me how much she missed me while I was gone. I am going to miss her as well when I leave this place for good. I wish so badly that I can tell her that I will be back one day, and that we will continue to explore the jungle together in the future. Nonetheless, as I leave this magnificent place, I will carry the stories of these animals with me for the rest of my life. Places like these can fundamentally alter the understanding we have on wildlife and nature. The simple presence of humans seems to devastate the lives and habitats of these animals. But at this rescue center, there is a strong harmony between our species. It is amazing how the idea and perseverance of one man can produce a world of such beauty and growth for many generations to come, and how the irresponsibility and lack of insight of another can create a world of darkness and destruction. Nowadays, the need for these types of places becomes even more important. With modernization rapidly transforming our last wild habitats, animals like these are now being forced into a world that is ruled by us. And now, the responsibility is even greater to determine if these animals will thrive or suffer in our world.